first one we have, let me go to my form. So I've just taken this, the form which I used in the previous webinars. One of my use case was order form and the inventory management. So I'm just using the existing form, and those who know about WorkForm, definitely it's a form where we use it to collect any data from the requester, and then that's how data comes into your board. Okay, so that's a form. It's directly, so the data resides on the main table, if you know. Okay, so this is where, as soon as you submit the form, your data comes here. Okay, and if there is no form on, so I'm using existing form, but let's say I want to use a new form. How you add it is from here. Oops. We just yeah, so I'm using a different login, so that's why it was not letting me. Okay. Yeah, there was some glitch. So yeah, so if you want to add a new form, definitely you can add it from here, but I'm just using existing form. Okay, so the first new feature is, oops, sorry, add today's date as a default date. So this is a lifesaver, because many of the time people, they want the whenever they have, so basically what form does, it makes your life easier. Instead of adding a data in this horizontal format, and of course there's an approval workflow, then definitely form is very useful. But other than that also, let's say you don't have approval workflow and you are just entering the data, so form makes your life easier, because now what happens, instead of adding the data like horizontal, now you have a way to enter just data once, right? Because this is like a nice user interface, right? Nice UI. So then you submit it, the data goes in. But then, so let's say if there is a date column, let me check if there is a date column. Okay, there is not a date. Let me just add one. Okay, so assume that there is one date column on your form, right? So then I go into the form. I will also have to show that date, because I just added it. Okay, I'm making it visible. So now I'm previewing this form. Okay, so now in order to fill the date, basically I have to fill my date here, right? But then some people, they wanted like a default option, at least today, because when you cut, yeah, right. So then now you have ability to default as a today's date. Also, you can include the time. So also you can include the time. So if I'm going to default it, include the time. Just gonna refresh this form. Okay, continue. So now you see, now today's date is already come. And definitely if you want to change it, you can change it. You can also add. So now you can see, you can add a time also. Okay. Yeah. Very user-friendly interface. So this was, I think, request from a couple of clients, and they took into consideration. So that's good. Okay, now another one is, yeah, so this one is also good, phone number, because let's say many of my clients who were using Monday as a CRM, so they use this phone number very frequently. But then what used to happen is, let's say my client is in Canada, so definitely the country code has to be Canada +1. But then there was no way we could like default it, right? Okay, so I think it's a gradual release. Okay, so it's not yet here. But now with the new form releases, you can actually default it to the country code like +1, and that way you will be able to you'll be able to default it to Canada, or if you're in US, then definitely you can select the country code here. So what I mean is, let me just go to the form. So we add a new field. Okay. Okay, that was just a number column, I guess. So this is phone number. Yeah. So now you can see this is so this was, my apologies, this was just a maybe text column I was using, but this is the actual. So you have to use, so that's good. So you have to use a phone number column, of course. And then now let me just show this field. Yeah. Refresh this. So now this is the, so country code, I have to always select it. But let's say if my client is in, they know that their database is gonna Canada only, then definitely they wouldn't want that whoever is filling up this form, they'll have to search is, they want to default it to +1 Canada, right? Canadian number. So now I can do it. All I have to do is go into the edit form, go into the question answer, and autofill country prefix, or use predefined country prefix. And then I can actually, let's say, just take example of US, okay? Because I know my client is in US. Okay? So I'm doing refresh. So now you see, because I said that autofill country code, so no longer my whoever is submitting this form, they don't have to enter this. It's just by default, and you can choose any country as a prefill. Okay. Awesome. Yeah, so that was my default country code in phone number, and that was really helpful because it takes as I was saying, the form is nothing but making user interface easier, right? So these two things actually enhance that work form. Now you can also duplicate the questions. So let's say I have this question and I want to duplicate. I just click here, and this questions will be created here with the same options, status option, and of course it will be added to your monday.com board. Okay. So that was good. You could duplicate your questions. Then next one which we have is so I'll add this. So I'll go to this Kanban dashboard, Kanban card view first, and then I'll come to, because this is it's a new, it's not a new feature, but it's a little bit of a just like an enhancement. So I'll go to enhance Kanban card views first. Okay. So before this, so they have, so of course, if you were using Kanban view, you already know what is this. But so what they have done is they have enhanced this view, meaning, so this, you must be finding it new, right? So how you can add these is like, you just add a Kanban view. I'm just gonna delete it, okay? Just so add a Kanban view. Oops, there's a glitch. Looks like I should not have deleted that. Anyways, let me add to another one. Okay. So I'm adding Kanban view. So the moment we add it, you could see the enhanced performance. So what we have done is we've added this color coordination. So it's like a status. So if you want to go here, try adding it here because there were like too many. So basically they have done the advance in this. So you can customize your Kanban card by doing this. So earlier you didn't, everything was shown here, and so now the user interface is a little bit good. Like you can see literally what columns you want, and you can also drag and drop. So let's say I just want to see my unit price and my inventory value, right? And I don't want to see anything else. So I can just remove everything. It's like simple drag and drop. And then I just want to see reorder level, okay? Okay. So I can decide what I want to see here, right? So that's good. Then also I can see my show column names. We can also show that. And if you have like more statuses, so right now there are only 3, but let's say if you have like 15 statuses, and so if you click on like a red, my cursor, like my screen goes to red and so on. Yeah, right now, because there are only 3, the screen is not changing. That's why I was trying to show you other forms, but I think there's some glitch on that board. But if you have more statuses, the moment you click here on the green, you can go to those green statuses and so on, so that you don't have to scroll your screen on right and horizontally. Okay, that's good. So that was enhanced Kanban card view. Now we're gonna see just one work form feature. Just maybe I should go to another form. Okay. Okay, sometimes there's a need of defaulting some values, right? Whenever you're filling form, meaning, let's say, what would you like to buy? For some reason, I just want to default this question by product E. So this is like a workaround where you don't show this question to, so basically what you do is, I'll just show you, okay? So basically, I'm going to hide this question because there's no use of showing that question to the customer, right? Because you just want product E. So maybe what you can do is, and this is just an example, but of course you can use it in a better way. I'm just giving you a simplest use case. So let's say, so first thing you do is you hide your question. So that's it. So then now, whenever you're filling up this form, you're definitely not seeing that question. What would you like to buy? Oops. Yeah, right. The questions disappeared. Okay. And then on the board, what you're going to do in your main table, now in your main table, you're just going to default that value. What would you like to be? Product E. And I'm going to save. So now anytime my form comes, 3, blah, 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 and submit. So my product is always product E. Okay. So basically because you can hide that question, and then you have on the board, you have the default options, right? Default, these are the default values, default item values. So I could use that. Okay. Now, next one, which we have is, okay, enhanced dashboard performance. Now for this one, again, I'm going back to Monday. I already have these 2 project boards, project 1, simple project template, and then I have project 2 template, project 2 board. And let's say that this is like, so this use case is like you have 2 projects or you have several projects and it's connected to your project performance, and you want to see how each project is, you want to basically compare your project against each other, right? You just don't want to see how each project is doing, but you want to compare, right? Compare projects. And in this, I'm just taking example. You can take any use case or any example, but I have taken this plan, effort, and effort spent in that dashboard. Okay, so now I'm opening my dashboard. Close this. So now I already have a widget set here, but to use this new enhanced feature, you have to first go into these 3 dots. And of course, I have already done upgrade, but that's why I'm able to see go back to your old dashboard engine. But for you, it will be like upgrade to portfolio management. So basically, it will be like upgrade to the new dashboard performance. I have already done that, so that's why it's telling me go back. But first, you will have to enable, and then you could do it. You could enhance the performance. Okay. So now, again, coming back to my use case. So I have this already here, but I'm going to show it adding new widget. So what I want to do is I want to see the 2 projects and how they are again. So the 2 projects, but I want to see how they did against each other. So before this, I was not able to, because you can see if I use bar chart, then definitely I have x-axis, statuses. Even if both the boards are connected here, like project 1, project 2, but at a time I can see only 1 board, right? I cannot see 2 boards next to each other, right? So those who know what I'm saying, like in dashboards, definitely you can have like 2 boards connected, and this widget is related to 1 board, and another widget you can have it to see as project 2. But what I want to see is how each, like in the same graph, I want to see both my projects and selecting 2 columns, which are planned and the actual hours. So how I do it is basically just select the chart, and then in x-axis, instead of status, I select board. Okay. And then in y-axis, so this appears. So once I select the board, and once I have all at once, I cannot have 1 by 1, because if 1 by 1, then it comes like project 1 and project 2, and you already know this. So important thing is x-axis, you select board, and then you have to have all at once, and then you see now all my columns are here, number columns. So then I can see planned efforts. I can see there are 2 boards, so that's why 2 planned efforts column. And then so that is effort spent. So I want to see effort spent. So, and I don't want to see count. Okay, so I just, yeah. So now I can see how my both project, because this is my effort spent versus planned effort in project 1, and my project 2. So yeah, so this is really great, because I can connect like several projects. Like there, I just collected 2, but let's say there are 5 projects, and I'm looking at overall performance. Any finance, any budget column or anything we want to do, we can do it here. Okay, so that was and that was like dashboard performance, enhanced dashboard performance.